I bow to all the seekers of absolute truth. At the very outset, we have to know that truth is truth. You cannot change it. You cannot transfer it. And you cannot describe it. Truth is to be experienced as told by all the saints, all the incarnations. You cannot purchase it. You cannot pay for it. It's a funny psychology. When people say that we can't believe you because you don't take money. Still I have not been able to understand why such an absurd idea prevails. Now whatever I am going to tell you today, please don't believe me blindfolded. We have had enough of trouble from blind faith. And this blind faith has led to all kinds of problems, war, cruelties. There's no end to it. So what one has to know that unless and until you experience it, you are not going to believe it. And I tell you, because you are seekers. You are true seekers and ardent seekers, special people. You'll go on seeking till you find the absolute. So, it is important that we should now bring a full stop to our seeking and get what we have been seeking and enjoy it. You have been already told about the subtle system that exists within us. Believe me, it is there. And it works wonders. It is being kept there for your evolution. This is the last breakthrough of your evolution, which you have to achieve, that when this power rises, she pierces through your fontanelle bone area and connects you to this all-pervading power of divine love. In different scriptures it is described as different, with different words. For example, in the Bible it's called as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Also, all-pervading power of divine love. But in Quran it is called as Ruh. In other scriptures it is called as Brahma Chaitanya, and some have called it as Alakh Niranjan. All this is the same name for one thing, that is the subtle energy of divine love around us. So far we have not felt it as human beings. But with the ascent, we are going to feel it. For the first time, you are going to feel this great energy that looks after us, which gives us complete protection, complete guidance, as if it takes over all our problems and responsibilities. This is not just to be believed again and again, I say, but to be experienced, how it protects, how it looks after you, how it nourishes you. Imagine in this one experience you get everything. And how much will you pay for it? It's so invaluable. How much did we pay to Shri Krishna or to Rama or to Jesus Christ? No saint has ever been sold like this. So this funny ideology that you must pay for everything doesn't apply here. If you decide not to pay to any guru of India or England or America, all of them will drop out. Because it's a business. It's a business for them. And there is no business in Sahaja Yoga. It's a natural phenomena of your growth or of your evolution as the last breakthrough. This has to be understood very clearly. If you understand that, then I can explain to you what all things can happen to you once you get your self-realization. Apart from describing about this all-pervading power, I would like to tell you what happens to you once you become one with this divine power. Just like this instrument, if it is not connected to the mains, then it has no identity. It has no meaning. In the same way, unless and until we are connected with the mains, means with the power that has created us, we have no meaning and we have no identity. We may think of many things, that we are this, we are that. All these things are temporary, you know very well, and they'll drop out any time. But something that is eternal, that is the absolute truth, which you know through your spirit. So what is the absolute truth is that you are not this body, you are not this mind. You are not these aspirations, conditionings and ego, but you are the pure spirit. You are the pure spirit which you have to become. Unless and until you become that, you will be restless. You will be struggling. You will be seeking. You will not be satisfied with whatever you are doing. So to be the spirit, what have you to do is the ascent. Ascent, how do you achieve? Is through this Kundalini awakening, which is a subtle energy in the triangular bone. Can you imagine? Greeks called it as sacrum. Sacrum means secret. So they knew that it's a sacred bone and this is to be worshipped. It is remarkable how in many countries the knowledge of Kundalini was known. It was known in Ukraine, you'll be amazed, in Russia, known in Colombia and Bolivia, and also in Greece. I mean, so many countries I've visited. I feel that it was known among the aboriginals also that there is some sort of a power within us which will connect us to the divine. But later on, I don't know, because of blind faith or maybe because of no subtle ideas, people just forgot about it. And that's how so many problems were created. So first of all, we have to understand that we exist in the future or in the past. We have the problem nowadays of stress, very common, because we live in the past and the future which do not exist. In our brain, from both the sides, like a balloon, are two institutions, as you have seen, get filled up with our conditioning and with our ego. These two balloons, when they are completely full, we get the feeling of what you call stress, because there is no outlet to it. And that's how you develop those problems which are very modern today. Now this ego and his conditionings make our mind. We have made this mind. We have conditioned it. Supposing I am born an Indian, then I am an Indian, then I am conditioned by all Indian things. Supposing I am born in Canada, then I am a Canadian. If I am born in a Christian family, I am a Christian. If I am born in a Hindu, I am a Hindu. Or born in a Muslim, I am a Muslim. So this conditioning goes into us without even thinking about it, without even understanding it. Even we get lost into the web of words, which Shankaracharya has called as Shabda Jalam, meaning the words. You go on reading, reaching nowhere. This web of words keeps us away from reality. This mind is, I always say, is a myth, because it's created by us. As we have created computer, we have created this mind. One day may come when we will become slaves of this computer. In the same way, we are slave of this mind and just want to bother about this mind only, what it says, what it guides. There is someone, I was told in America, who has come to say that I can tell you how to control the minds of others. And he says I can control the mind by showing a pendulum movement. Now just imagine, people have sold their houses, they have taken out their children from the school. With such a man, he talks so bombastically about these things that you can project your mind here, you can project your mind there. And what has this mind created? If you see today's films, if you see today's creations, the modern, you can say, culture, where the mind has gone, how far it has reached, what has it achieved. If you see the achievement of this human mind, you might be quite amused. Except for very few things, this mind has created more destruction, more destructive power, and more hatred. If we were to listen to this mind, I don't know how this world is going to exist. Because all the time there's competition, all the times there are conferences about how to destroy each other. This mind of ours has to be transcended. We have to go beyond this mind. So, when the thoughts are there about the future and the past, we are jumping on the cusp of the thoughts. But we are not in the present. If I say you be in the present, you cannot be. In the present is the reality. Not in the past or in the future, but in the present. And we can't be in the present because we cannot transcend this mind of ours. For that, this Kundalini does the job. She pierces through this mind, through a very constricted Agya Chakra, and comes out of fontanelle bone area. As a result, you become absolutely thoughtlessly aware, about which, thank God, Jung has talked. Jung has said that you have to first become thoughtlessly aware. You are fully aware, but you are thoughtless. This is very well described in our Patanjali and all the Shastras, that he has very clearly said that once you become thoughtlessly aware, you have crossed your mind. At that point, what happens to our awareness? What happens to us that we become absolutely peaceful? The so-called stress and strain all disappear. We become absolutely peaceful, very much satisfied, and we become like a witness. We see the whole world, the whole working of the world like a witness. It's said in the Bible also that you have to be the witness. Said also that you have to be born again. That means people put a blackboard here saying, I am born again. What does that mean? You just put some sort of a sign or signal saying that I am born again. You are not born again. That's deceiving yourself. If you are born again, then you have powers. Like a bird is called as Dvijaha in Sanskrit language, and also a realized soul is also called Dvijaha. Means born twice. Dvihi jayate. The one who is born twice, like a bird is an egg, then becomes a bird. In the same way, a human being is a human being, then he becomes a bird, complete freedom, complete freedom he has. Freedom from all kinds of bad habits, all kinds of bondages, all kinds of wrong thoughts, all kinds of hatred, and all other enemies of human beings. He becomes completely free, and then he spreads his wings in the same way as a bird does. So this is what has to happen. That is what one has to get to, is to get rid of these shackles which have put down our personality, have created all the problems for us and for others. Now, as there are some Sikhs, I must say some things that are said in there, owned by Guru Nanak himself, that kahe re bana khojana jai. Why do you go to jungles to find him? He is within you. You know yourself. You know yourself. And the self-knowledge is the only way you can realize. Every one of them have said so. Also there's Kabira, he said, how am I to explain? Kaise samajhaun sab jaganda? He says that, well, how can I make people understand? Because the whole world is blind. You see, all the saints in India or all over have said the same thing, that you have to transcend. Transcend this mind, go beyond it, into this new state of thoughtless awareness, where you become absolutely a gentle, beautiful, loving personality. Your temper falls down. Your all anger falls down, and all kinds of ideas that hover your mind all the time. All types of ideas stop. If you want, you can think. But if you don't want, you don't have to think. Then the whole picture, now see, I see this beautiful church. They made a beautiful, see here, the stained glass work and all that. It's so very beautiful. But when I see this in thoughtless awareness, what happens? That I don't think how much it must have cost, it might break, or it should be insured, something. I don't think like that. What I feel is the joy of the artist who has done it. The joy of the artist who has put inside this beautiful stained work of Jesus. I feel the joy of that artist flowing in me and just cooling me down. You do not get ideas about how much I should pay, whether it is, now there's a carpet, have I not yet put it for sort of insurance, and all these problems that face us. All this disappears. Just what you see is the joy, and get all the joy pouring into you, making your life so joyful and happy. This is the first state where you arrive, which I call as thoughtless awareness, which has all these qualities that manifest in your personality. But beyond that, when you see that this Kundalini passes through your physical strata, that is the part of the chakras, you get better, your health gets better. We have seen people cured of cancer, cured of all kinds of horrible diseases. Not only that, we have also seen people being mentally perfected. Those who were mentally upset, depressed, even lunatics, have been cured with this happening. This is your own power. Nobody is obliged to anything. It's your own power. This is your own mother, which gives you your second birth. She has been waiting for this day, for this time, because you are so much worthy of it. Because you are seekers. This is your birthright to have this realization, to have this self-knowledge. Because on your fingertips you know about your own centers. This is your self-knowledge. You know where are you, what's wrong with you, because these centers are for your physical, mental, emotional and spiritual being. You can detect where are you catching, on what finger you are catching. And thus it is all decoded, you can find it out. It's a very simple art which can work very well. Once you start understanding, you are amazed at yourself, how it is known to you on your fingertips. Everybody feels the same way because this is absolute knowledge. So there is nothing other knowledge. If a child says, this finger is catching, then everybody will say, this finger is catching. That means something very, very wrong with the throat, or maybe you are having some sort of a cancer of the throat. Depends on the intensity of this catching. Means sometimes you feel like burning, sometimes you feel it's very cool down, depending on what is the decoding of this. That is how you can cure yourself, and also you can cure others. So this another awareness that comes into you is of collective consciousness. Collective consciousness. That is, who is the other? You can feel everyone on your fingertips. You know about everyone on your fingertips, whether he is dead or alive, whether he is near you or away. You just have to take the name and you can feel it. Now there are many people from India also, and from, I don't know, from everywhere. They come in the name of God. I don't know how to describe. I have seen some people showing a $100 note that if you send this to God, God will give you everything. Such a stupid thing. Also people, I don't know how they listen to such stupid things. Now you can make it out on your fingertips if this man is a truthful fellow or he is not. If he is trying to cheat you, if he is trying to make a fool out of you. Only on fingertips you will know everything. It's not difficult at all, even for children. Even the children can say what's wrong with another person is, as far as these centers are concerned. Then these centers are decoded, so you know what's wrong with this center, for this center. For example, one fellow came and asked me why they were asking about my father. Everybody came and asked me about my father. Why? I said, maybe this finger was Kochi. Now, when he got realization, he felt heat on this finger and it was verified. So all that we are saying can be verified is to be have little bit to learn with little patience how to verify what is the decoding. At the most 1 month. In 1 month you can be masters. You all can be masters, you can correct others, you can give them realization. Now this is the power you get when you are twice born. I said you must have powers. So the power you get is that you can raise the kundalini of others. You can give them realization. And you can cure them. You can correct them. And also your whole being becomes nothing but a peaceful being, because you are beyond your mind. People talk of peace, they give awards of peace. I've seen and met many people who have got these awards. They are horribly hot-tempered, horribly right-sided, aggressive people. But they get peace award, I don't know from which angle they are given peace. Perhaps most of them have been instigating or have been starting some sort of a trouble in any country. And they have got the peace award. Peace has to be within us. Through only our transformation we can get peace. If we do not get our transformation, we cannot get peaceful people. We cannot. Our attention itself is so disturbed all the time. Attention itself has no peace. But once you get this status of peace within you, you emit. Your attention emits peace. It gives peace. Because who is the other? Whom are you going to fight? One finger of my hand doesn't fight with another finger. In the same way, we are part and parcel of the whole. Like a microcosm becoming macrocosm, we talk about it, but you really become, again I say, in Sahaja Yoga, you become. It is not just talking. It is not just giving a sermon. It is not just telling a story. but it is what happens to you, that your whole personality changes. It gets completely transformed. Tonight you will get it. In one evening you can get it. Now, question is how to grow. Then we have here some very, very good Sahajogis. They are very humble, nice people. They will not touch your ego, but might suck in your egos, and you will find yourself extremely congenial, extremely beautiful. And there's a big race of such people existing today. William Blake said, there will be born people for the seekers, he said, people of God. And they will know God, and they will become peaceful. He has said it very, very clearly, and that is what is happening today, and is going to work out. I call it a blossom time. And this blossom time is really where so many seekers are there and who are receiving their realization. It's a fact. I am not telling you anything to gain anything. But this Canada I visited many a times, and I was surprised that in Canada the people are not that sensitive. Very surprising that people in Russia are extremely sensitive. Extremely sensitive. Once first time I went to Leningrad, and there were hardly 2,000 people inside the hall, because the hall was for 2,000 people. But outside were 2,000 sitting. They said, "Ma, what about us?" I said, "All right, let me finish this with these people and then I'll come out." When I came out, they were still sitting there. My God, I said, now what to do? So I said, all right, can you come tomorrow? We'll sit outside here in the grounds and we'll have it. And so they came. But not only they came, those who were inside came, and 2,000 more came. And since that day, they are Sahajogis. Since that day. I didn't have to say, now do this, no. They just jumped into it. I must say this communism is not a very good thing. But the torture of the communism has made these people so deep, so sensitive, so introspective. They have been introspective, that I know, because I've been going to Russia before also with my husband. I always felt they are very introspective people. But they were so deep, I never knew. Now today, there's a joke that one Sahajogi from America went there, and the Sahajogi from one place, Taliati, asked him how many Sahajogis we are. This long time back. He said, we are 56. He said, my God, you are 56,000? We are only 21,000 in Taliati. So you can imagine, it's like fire it has spread. Of course, in India I'm not surprised. But for us, it's traditionally, we know what is our future. We know what we have to achieve. Traditionally we know. I mean, there are politicians and there are other things, but majority of the people Indian know that we have to have our self-realization. Otherwise, everything is useless. And so it's not so difficult. But in a place like Romania, Russia, it has spread like fire. But not in the Western countries so much. Of course it is. Italy is all right. I can say also Austria, Germany. But the transformation that has taken place in people is remarkable. First time when I went to Russia, to Moscow, 25 German Sahajogis came. I asked them, how are you here? I said, Mother, is it not our responsibility? Our forefathers killed all these Russians, so we think it is our responsibility that we should come here. Now, this all, I was so touched by the whole thing, that look at these Germans, they are feeling so much for these Russians. And then I was told that they have now gone to Israel. I said, why to Israel? Mother, how many Jews the Germans have killed. This consciousness. They went to Israel, they spent their own money, they stayed there, they got some Israelis as service. But then I was amazed that in Egypt these Israelis came. I said, how are you here? They said, Mother, we must make friends with these Muslims, isn't it? Isn't it necessary that we should be now friends? So they are all friends of pure relationship. There is nothing like somebody's husband running away with somebody's wife and all that nonsense, all other pornography and all nonsense that you have here. Nothing of the kind. They are completely transformed and changed. Absolutely changed people. But one thing about them is that they are not so much money-oriented. This money-oriented is going to lead us to a very great disaster, you will see. Very soon we'll be breaking our families, we'll be breaking our children. I don't know what's going to happen. Because money can never give pleasure. It can never give you joy. But I don't say that you don't have to earn money. But then you feel satisfied with that. And you do not become a greedy person destroying yourself. All this is possible if you become complete. Unless and until you have that completeness, that fulfillment of your being is not there. And then you start doing all kinds of things which has no meaning, which has no legal permission, neither it is good for you nor is good for your society. And if you watch, you will be amazed to see how many are getting destroyed. In America, they say that 65% will become schizophrenic. It's beyond me to understand. Why should they? They have such a nice medical science, everything. But schizophrenia is very common. Why? Because there is no balance. Only through this the balance is established. You become one with yourself and you enjoy yourself in such a manner that you enjoy everyone. All these stupid ideas of enjoyment where you just waste your energy and create problems for each other doesn't exist. You get into such a beautiful mood, you enjoy everything. Then all this race and creed and religion and all these divisive things which have separated human beings one from another just disappear into thin air. And you will be amazed how you achieve a state which is so beautiful and so blissful. And there's so much to be talked about and to be told about this. But I would say that I hope you'll attend our follow-up meetings where you don't have to pay any money again. And if you are insisting on paying money, you pay yourself. But please attend these follow-ups. Before that, I have to give you a realization, for which I hope you are ready. Those who want to have the realization can only be in the hall. Those who don't want should go away. Because we cannot force it. I cannot force it. It cannot be forced. It is so spontaneous. It's a living process of your evolution which works spontaneously. If you want it, it will work out. If you don't want it, it will not. So please, I would request all of you to be here, if possible, be humble and not to be critical. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. And it will work out. I'm sure it will work out. It won't take much time. It will just take short time for you. Hardly about 10 minutes. Now something I have to suggest is that we have to take out our shoes. I hope you don't mind. Some more people can come, no? Huh? If some people want to sit. But this doesn't matter whether you are far or here, makes no difference at all. Now there are two very, very, very simple conditions, very simple. The first one is not to feel guilty about anything. Supposing you have done some mistakes, so you need not feel guilty about it. It was done, finished, past. Here, sit here in front, it's all right. And no use carrying that all the time. That I've done this, I've done that. Actually, the modern norms also so funny that even if somebody, say, takes the spoon in the left hand and takes the knife in the right hand, he will go on thinking about it. Oh my goodness, what did I do? So we should know that if you were guilty, you would have been in jail, not here. So none of you are guilty. It's just a fashion to feel guilty for everything. But do you know that feeling guilty, what happens? This side of your center, this center is very important, gets caught up. And when this center is caught up, then you get, first of all, the disease called as angina, which is a serious disease, where the blood cannot reach the heart. Then after that, you get spondylitis. If not that, then you get lethargic, very lethargic organs in your body. So why to carry any guilt? Unnecessarily making yourself sick and torturing yourself? There's no need. You have to love yourself. You have to understand that you are human beings and special people, very special people who are born to seek the truth. It's a very great achievement, I think, that you have seeking. How many seekers were there at the time of Christ? Very few. At the time of Buddha, very few. But today I find thousands and thousands. So you are something special. And that's why respect yourself. You have to respect and you have to love. And you have no business to condemn yourself, saying, I've done this guilt, I've done that wrong, I've done that wrong. Forget it. It's a conditioning. The second point, second condition I would say, is that you have to forgive everyone. Now many people told me that it's very difficult to forgive. But logically see whether you forgive or don't forgive, what do? You don't do anything. You are just torturing yourself. Why do you want to torture yourself? Well, while the people who have troubled you, whom you are not forgiving, are enjoying life, and you are torturing yourself. Now logically you understand this. So just say in your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. That's all. You have to say that in your heart, I forgive everyone. Don't think about them, because thinking about them also is a headache. Just in general, if you say, it will work out. Why? Because this center here is like this, constricted, absolutely constricted. And if you do not forgive, it will never open and Kundalini will not pass. So you have to forgive everyone. You don't do anything, just you have to say, I forgive everyone. That's all. These are the two conditions. I think they are not very difficult. The third one I have already requested, that you have to take out your shoes, and nobody has minded it. I must tell you, in England, first time when I said that please take out your shoes, half of them walked out. So I was a little worried. I hope in Canada you are not attached to your shoes to that extent. In short, you should be pleasantly placed towards yourself. You should be prasanna chitta hokar baithe, prasanna chitta. You should be pleasantly placed towards yourself and not to feel in any way guilty or in any way being tortured by someone. So you cannot forgive. You just forgive and see. Now, please, you can put your hands, both of them, like this towards me. Just like this, simple. See, because I told you these are the 5 centers, 6th and 7th center. These are the endings of the sympathetic nervous system. So, the energy has to flow through that. You put just your hands like this towards me. Then you, little higher. All of you, please, little higher. Now you have to close your eyes. You can take out your spectacles if you want. Please close your eyes. Now put left hand towards me and right hand on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Please put your right hand on top of your fontanelle bone area. Now, bend your head as much as possible. Now, please see if there is a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations coming out of the fontanelle bone area. So keep away from, not on top, but away from the head. Move this hand up and down, because some people see it very near the head, some people see it little far away. Just see if it's a cool or a hot breeze. If it is hot, that means you have not yet forgiven. You have to forgive yourself and forgive others. If it is hot, but doesn't matter, as long as you get the breeze-like vibrations. Now, please put the right hand towards me, bend your head, close your eyes, and see with the left hand if there's a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Please forgive yourself and forgive others. Now once again, put your left hand towards me and put the right hand on top of your fontanelle bone area. Now bend the head. And now see for yourself by moving your hand if there's a cool or a hot breeze like vibrations are coming out. Now slowly open your eyes and put both the hands towards me and watch me carefully. Don't think now. Don't think. Just don't think. Your thoughts will stop. Because you are in that state where I told you, in a thoughtless awareness. In Sanskrit we call it nirvichar samadhi. Now, if you are feeling something cool or hot coming below your hands, you push them up like that. Now raise both your hands towards the sky. here you have to ask one of these three questions 3 times. One question 3 times. First question is, you can call me Mother or Shri Mataji as you like. Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? 3 times you have to ask. Or, Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? 3 times you can ask this one. Or, Mother, is this the Ruh? Is this the Alakh Niranjan, Param Chaitanya? Ask this 3 times again, whichever one you want to ask, to verify. Now bring down your hands. Again, please put them and watch me without thinking. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze on the palm or on the fingertips or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise both your hands. May God bless you. I have to forget Russia now, I can tell you. May God bless you. It's so blissful to see all of you getting self-realization. But now you should see that you grow in it. Like the seed sprouts, but it has to grow. So you have to grow because these centers may be in jeopardy, may be some trouble there, and it can be cured, it can be helped, it can be opened fully. Only thing, you have to come to our follow-up programs, which will be conducted. I don't know, they'll tell you just now where it will be conducted. I hope you'll all enjoy it very much and you'll become part and parcel of the whole. May God bless you.